Let me know.
I'm not using this anymore, huh?
I'll let you know when.
All right, we're going live. We're doing a live show. You guys, welcome back. I know it's been a week. I know I was trying to do a show on Wednesday and Friday, but it just didn't happen last week. But basically, wanted to say welcome to Monday, January 20th, 2025. This is So What? And I am Brent Knox, the host of So What? As you can see, I have a little more space now in my studio. I'm going to tell you what happened and why I have more space in my office/studio. Happy Martin Luther King Day, everybody. I hope you guys have been enjoying the news cycle. I wanted to kind of start off with saying, wow, in the United States, we have a new president. This is really exciting for, I think, almost I don't want to say everybody, but most Americans are pretty excited. Some of them are cautiously optimistic. Some people are pessimistically optimistic. But it's funny that this day, when Martin Luther King, his famous speech said, "Free at last," we're not going to look at people's color of their skin. We're going to judge them by the content of their character. And that's what a merit-based system is. And that's what we're moving to. So a lot of people are excited. I'm excited about that. I saw the release of all those, what do you call, political prisoners, right? The January 6ers. He actually the president signed executive order letting them all out, which is going to be insane. I think tonight they're going to be releasing every one, but 6 of them, it looks like, which those ones, if you hit a cop or it's whatever they did. But you just think about it. A lot of them have been in jail and been held for, 4 years now. So it's been a long time. But anyways, want to say hi to everyone. This is So What? The show where try to just take the information, tell stories, and just talk about so what? Like, what am I going to do about it? What can you do about it? Give you some ideas based on just fun things, and whether it be political stuff, whether it be things I go through, and just talk about whatever we want. So just talked about politics a little bit. We know that things are just changing in this country. So what am I going to do? So what? The second thing we're going to talk about is my birthday wrap up. My birthday was last week. It was January 14th, and my last birthday party was last Saturday night. So actually my last meal for my birthday was last Sunday night. I'm going to talk to you about that. Also talk about my birthday gifts, which will segue nicely into my new metal detector. I have some testing that I've done on it, and I have my next steps planned out. So I'm going to share that with you as well. And at the end of the day, at the end of the show, I'm going to give another miracle story, something that happened to me, that really did happen to me. And just so, get it off my chest and share it with the world. So I hope you guys enjoy the show. So the first thing is my birthday. So we talk about my birthday. I turned 52 years old last week. And, when you start getting into your 50s, you never know if it's going to be your last birthday. I know you don't want to talk about that kind of stuff, but that's just life. You start getting older and you say, you know what, let's have a great birthday. Here's what I really want to do. And you have a lot of knowledge behind the things that you've done. And so your birthdays become a lot more different. For me, in my 50s, it's just different. So, but the first thing we did is we went to sushi. So I went on my birthday night. Wife and I went to sushi. Wife is not a huge sushi fan just because she does not like the raw fish, but I love sushi. And I remember I perfected the art. You had the little trough, right? You put your soy sauce and the wasabi, and then you got to take the chopsticks and do them in the side of the sushi, and you have keep it like that. So I remembered my whole system for eating sushi, and of course, I ate at a place called Ojiya, Ojiya. It's in Chino Hills, and we had the wife tried, and her favorite was my favorites are the spider roll and the dragon roll, but I couldn't believe it. My wife loved the dragon roll, which of course has eel in it. but she had it with she ordered her own, and she had her own without the seaweed. She ordered with the soy. It's a soy paper, and so she was really happy with that. Also, she tried some plum wine, which was sweet. We had, of course, I had my Sapporo. It's either Sapporo or Asahi, right? Have some beer, had a great time. And, that's like sushi for me is a specialty. It's something I don't have all the time, maybe a couple times a year, a few times a year. Just not only is it expensive, but I don't have a lot of people who just go out and eat sushi. So never have a reason to go. And I don't really like to go to nice restaurants by myself. It's just, to me, it's like a waste. If you're not sharing it with somebody, for me, it's I don't know. I just don't like to do stuff by myself necessarily, especially nice restaurants or fancy schmoozy, nice things. So you call bougie, right? Bougie things. So we did that. So we did sushi. And then, of course, you guys saw the show where I got my birthday present. And I'm going to talk about that a little bit at the end of this. It segues into what I'm doing with it. So, but we did so Saturday night, we went to Kelly's and I said, we're not rich people. We said, let's just have a party at Kelly's. People can go. There's no cover charge. We did karaoke, sing. There's karaoke, singing, pool tables. We didn't get over the dance floor, but there is a dance floor. And we just had a great time, just saying hi to all of our friends. And I never thought that I would be regular at a bar, but, I don't want to go every night or every weekend or, that would just make it old. But to go 2 or 3 times a month to the same place, I would only do that at Kelly's just because I feel comfortable there. And we had a great time. So you can see some of those videos. The wife got up and sang. She brought some of her friends from work, which was very nice. Thank you to you guys who came as well. I know I can name a few of all the people that came, but wanted to say thank you to all you guys who came. And also one of our friends, Army, gave me a birthday card, a gift card from Bevmo, and I want to show you what I bought with it. So this was only $10, but this is St. Elmo's Black Spice Rum. Super tasty, and it tastes way better than Sailor Jerry. And then, of course, I saw this at Bevmo, which you get the beers you never normally get, Boddingtons. Have you guys ever tried Boddingtons? Well, it's an excellent beer. They have a little piece of plastic. I don't know what it is, but it's like it keeps it effervescent. It keeps it bubbly inside of there. And it's just one of my favorite beers. It tastes almost like you think because it's a pub ale, it comes from England, that it's going to be thick like a Guinness, but it's not. It's super light and creamy. And maybe I can get the wife to try it and see what she thinks because she likes the light, creamy Pilsners. And Boddington is another. So I'm saying this for a special occasion. I'm going to share what that occasion is going to be. But of course, I couldn't resist. And I cracked open my St. Elmo's today and had it with some Diet Coke just before the show. I just want to taste a little bit to see what it tastes like. And you can see how much I took, right? Just a little bit. But man, this stuff is tasty. So thank you so much, Army. And thank you to everyone else. Her friend Jackie and her husband bought me a beer, and it was a humongous beer, and I was so happy. And I'm just happy. And my friend George came. So thank you, George Martinez and his wife, Jackie, for coming to my party. I really appreciate that. And also special thanks also to Mr. Jim Togerson. If you guys don't know Jim Togerson, he has been my friend since we started singing karaoke. Basically, when I got separated from my first wife and I was just going out and trying to find friends and have a good time. And I didn't know anyone because I didn't have any friends. I started going to a place called Toro Sushi. It was in Upland. It was right in it was a great place because they had dancing, kind of like Kelly's, but it was like a little smaller, but we had a great time. And that's where I met my friend Jaylene. And that's where I met my friend Jim Togerson and a lot of other friends there too. Just saying hi and singing and making friends. So thank you very much, Jim Togerson, for driving all the way out from Indio. It's a great guy. If you guys ever want to do karaoke and you're out in the Indio, Palm Springs area, go to Neil's Lounge, look up Jim Togerson. He is the KJ there, and he will make sure that you have a good time. Almost just like the good time you have at Kelly. So I can't compare, but it's a great time. So that's what happened on Saturday night. That was Kelly's having a good time. I got home, right when it closed, like 2 a.m. or whatever. We got home like 2 or so. let the dogs out, had a great time Saturday night. Sunday night, so my wife said, I got a surprise for you. I said, okay, what's this? She said, I'm taking you to Peruvian. I said, what? Peruvian? Isn't that expensive? And man, didn't we already blow all my birthday budget and all that kind of stuff? She said, no, we're going to try this Peruvian and I'll make some videos. And she said, but we've already had it. I said, what? She told me it was picante. So we're going to have picante, which we drive by all the time. We eat there pretty regularly, but it's only like special occasions, and the wife's been really good. But they do have one thing there that's really hard to find, and that is anticuchos. So anticuchos is it is the heart. It's heart of a cow. They grill it on a barbecue, so it has to have that blackened kind of a barbecue on the outside. And we basically had that. We had ceviche, which they had awesome ceviche with. And so we made some cool little videos, and it was funny because, it was a place that we eat regularly. And they contacted my wife and said, we'd like to just kind of have you come in and show the food and the experience so that your followers can try us out. And I hope that works out because my wife loves doing that stuff and we love doing that stuff. And who knows, maybe we'll do an Airbnb next to stay somewhere for free. You don't know, but, it was a good time. So thank you to my wife and thank you to Picante. So if you guys want to try Peruvian food, it's called Picante. It's in Ontario. It's right on Vineyard and just south of the 60 freeway. So type in Picante with no N, Picante. Thank you very much for you guys at Picante. It was nice meeting the owner for the first time. We finally met him, so we had a good time. And the food is always excellent. The quality is consistent. So pollo la brasa, lomo saltado, the green ají, which is excellent. So I hope you guys enjoy Picante and tell them we sent you. We'll give you some more hearts, some more of these. So appreciate that. The wife did show you the dessert too, which is I made those. I forget what it's called. She's gonna tell me. She'll run in here. She'll bring some. I'll have bring in some and start eating them in the back. But anyway, so that was my birthday. So one of my birthday gifts was the metal detector, and I want to tell you a little bit about what I've been doing with that. You get a metal detector and you're not sure if it's going to detect gold because I've been looking for gold. This is green ají. No, I want the dessert, babe. So that's all we have left. They don't give this stuff out easy. It's not like you can buy it in a package or something. So we take the little piece, just add it to our meal. So it's always good to have a little extra of that. What is that called again? Alfajores. That's what it's called. So I've actually made this. It's with butter, and you kind of mash everything up. But check these things out. So it has that caramel inside, which is a little bit different than the Mexican caramel. It tastes a lot like it, but it has a little subtle difference. So you could tell it's distinctly Peruvian. And this is powdered sugar on the outside of it, and they're delicious, but I'm not going to eat it right now. It might get stuck in my teeth, and then the rest of the show, you're going to be staring at that little thing in my teeth. So I wanted to share a couple stories with you. Of course, Saturday, I had one of those days, just a great day. A lot of good things were just happening for me. It was really, really weird. It was like, I don't know if you guys, I'm sure everyone has those days, but how recent you've had a day like that. It was like I came home and people were just handing me stuff and I was getting calls, and you'll see my office is a lot bigger now. That's because I had a humongous TV. It was a Samsung 75-inch, but it was a touch screen. And I've been selling some stuff for a friend who basically, shifted his business. He stopped doing something, so he had to get rid of all his stuff. Anyways, it took me forever to sell this TV because I couldn't get the remote to work. It was a touchscreen. It was missing some components, but it was a 75-inch TV. And on Saturday morning, I got a message, and the guy came and picked it up, and it was so heavy, and I was so worried about getting this thing out of here, taking the rack off of it, making sure it fits in a vehicle, because all those things have to work. And then I ordered multiple remotes for it. It wouldn't work. I found out there was I had to view the technical manuals. There was it was so many issues I had to deal. But I sold that TV for $100. And it was worth it because it's a humongous TV. This guy was super happy, and it's a big, huge Samoan guy came. I mean, what are the odds, right? And he just helped me lift that thing right in there, and that was how I started my Saturday. But the miracle story. So let me give you the final story. So, a lot of us have miracles and things that happen in our life, and I'd love to hear your stories. If you want to share them with me, feel free to call me or, send me a message or something. I don't know. Maybe I'm going to have people on the show to share their miracle stories, because when it comes firsthand, it's so interesting. So anyways, one day, and, when you're growing up and you're having kids, you don't necessarily always have a lot of money. I was separated at the time. And so, a lot of my money, a lot of my paycheck was going to the other house. I had two households, probably, whatever. And so, I was just short. So I went to go get the kids. I said, well, what am I going to do? I got to do something fun that's free. I don't see the kids too much. I work, all day, and I get them every weekend or every other weekend. So what am I going to do? So I ended up saying, let's go up by Mount Baldy. Right. So we go up by Mount Baldy. If you guys have ever driven up all the way up Mountain Avenue to Mount Baldy, where the ski lifts are and everything. So we could just hang around and throw rocks down the hill and, look for dragons or whatever we're going to do some little adventure, and they'll be happy. So we go up there, and all of a sudden I look and I said, oh no, the ski lifts are going. So here it comes. Right. So what do the kids do? Dad, I want to go on the ski lift. I'm like, man, I only have I don't have a lot of money in my account. So I go to the ski lift. I said, I don't have any cash. So let's see if they take an ATM. I said, look, if they take an ATM card, I will take you up the ski lift. So I go on the ski lift. And, I go to the base, and they say, okay, we take an ATM. I said, can you do cash over? And they said, yeah, we could do as much as $20. I said, $20, fine. I could, you go to the mountains. I know I'm going to sound like an alcoholic, but how many of you go to the mountains and you just got to have a beer? You just have to have a beer. You're up in the mountains. It's Sunday, and I used to do this a lot on every Sunday. I figured out I would record all the football games on my DVR and then watch them at night after the kids were in bed. And this was, a Sunday, so it was an NFL Sunday. I recorded all my stuff. So basically, I was going to spend the whole day. So I said, okay. And she said, oh, by accident, I'm sorry. It only said, I only put 10. I'm like, She didn't want to give up her cash, right? I knew, whatever. So she gave me $10. We get on the ski lift, and the kids are just, wow, going all the way to the top, the Baldy ski lift, right? So we get all the way to the top to the resort, and we're in there, and the kids are like, I want this, I want that. Like, oh man, I didn't feed the kids, and I didn't bring the food. The food is in the car that I brought. So I forgot to bring it on the ski lift with me like a knucklehead, right? So I get up there and I say, man, let's just get the kids what they want. Something tells me just do the right thing and everything will be okay. Don't worry about your beer. Some dads might have said, just give me my beer. You kids just split the fries and that's it, right? So what I did is I got the kids fries, something else that they wanted. So they had enough food for them to eat so they could split a sandwich and eat some fries, and everyone's happy. And so we ate our food, and we get out from the I say it's the lodge at the top. It's the top of the ski lodge when you get up there. So we get out and we look around, and I just tell my kid, hey, Ben, which way do we go? And he pointed that way. So I said, okay. So we just started walking, and you're at the top of these mountains. So you see the hiking path to Baldy that way, the hiking path to the Saddle that way, which is, all the three, Ontario and Cucamonga and all the peaks. But we go a different way. It's like to the top of the little hill that's right there. And so we keep walking and walking, man. And I'm getting closer and closer, and I don't believe it, but I swear I see something silver sitting on top of a rock right at the top of that mountain. And we get to that rock, and guess what's sitting there? A Coors Light. And it's almost completely full. Like, no, I mean, it's not open. I'm not going to drink someone's open Coors Light. It's super nasty. But it's cold. It's like almost completely cold. And I touch it, I'm like, whoa. And I have my two kids as witnesses. So, this is a 100% true story. And I just sat there on the top of the hill, and I said, you guys just throw rocks down the hill. And, we played this game, see how far the rocks could go. And of course, they're destroying nature, but who cares? It's a ski lift anyway. We just go just down the shale cliff. So that's my story. I sat there on the hill on my Sunday and I said, you know what? I gave up watching all the commercials and watching football, and I get to sit like a king at the top of this mountain. And my kids had the greatest day that day. And when I got home, of course, I got to watch all my games on the DVR. And if I wanted beer, it was in the fridge. But nothing tasted sweet as that beer that I had at the top of that mountain. So that's my miracle story. I know it involves alcohol, and it may seem a little alcoholic, but that's sometimes you just put everything in God's hands and you say, you know what? I'm just going to do it your way. I'm just going to do it the right way. And things work out. And I think all this stuff seems to work out for you. And I think I'm certain that I'm not the only person that stuff like this happens to. I've heard plenty of stories from other people. So I love to hear your stories, but that's basically, so let me give you an update. So the last part I want to tell you guys about is my gold mining update. So I got the metal detector, which I was not sure if it was a gold detector. It had iron. It basically had nickel, iron. It has all these different metals that it detects. And then it also has coins. So it'll have pennies, nickels, dimes, and quarters. It'll tell you, of course, that they said it needs to be flat if it's in the ground, most likely if it's going to detect it. So I said, okay, let's see how this thing works. Let's see if it actually detects gold, because there is no gold. There's iron. So, of course, I got one of these, right? And it has, if you listen closely, it has one of my little slivers of gold in there that I've found so far. I put that down on the ground. First, what I did is I scanned the entire ground. Now, this gold detector can go as many as 10 feet down in the ground, so it goes pretty deep. And so I had to adjust the sensitivity, but what I'd had to do is just sweep the ground on full sensitivity, make sure it wouldn't pick anything up, and find a spot where there was no metal underneath the concrete, underneath my driveway, basically. And so I found all the rocks that I had found. I'd found some rocks in the mountains, whitewater. I found, you've seen some of the videos that I've done up in the canyons. I found rocks that just looked like they had so much color to them. They must have some gold or something inside of them. So I put all those rocks around. Also, I did some prospecting. I had a short video I posted up in Pomona, just in the hills above my house, because I saw a lot of quartz, a lot of really interesting colored rocks, and I put those in there too. And I took the metal detector and I got it adjusted, and it started. I put it over the gold, and it went bong, bong. Every time it went over this, it made a noise. And this, if you look, you couldn't even see how much gold. It's so small. It's a tiny, tiny sliver of gold, right? Tiny. You can barely see that, right? But sure enough, bong. That's because gold is more dense than iron. And then I ran it over even my iron ore. So I had iron tailings, iron ore from my gold, and it didn't do anything. So I took every single one of those rocks and put them around, and it bong. And then I found, of all the rocks that I had laid out, there were 3 rocks, and one of them that kept making a noise. And one of them was one of those rocks that I had found in the hills in Pomona, right by my house, walking distance. And I didn't have a scanner. I just picked it up. And so what did I do? I had to smash that thing. So I got a metal tray, a hammer, and I beat up all those rocks, turned them into powder, and panned it. So I panned everything out. And what did I find? Every single one of them had pieces of gold in it. Small slivers of gold. And you know what? I found those. This is some of the pieces. I still have to smash them down more, but there's gold inside of them. So, and I found those without my gold detector, without a metal detector. So what I'm going to do tomorrow, I actually have an agenda tomorrow, but you can see there's gold inside these rocks. So what I'm going to do tomorrow, because when I panned them, they just refuse to leave. I know they're gold. So what I'm going to do tomorrow is I'm going to bring my gold and metal detector up to the hills in Pomona where I've been. And I'm going to see if they will actually find those pieces that actually have gold in them. I'm going to have a backpack. I'm going to bring them back down. I'm going to bring them to my house. I'm going to smash them up and see what I find. That's what I'm doing tomorrow. Okay. Thursday, I'm going to try the same thing, but I'm going to try it in the mountains. So you've seen some of the places I've gone inside the canyon. It's all quartz. I'm going to be scanning inside that canyon to find that, and I'll get the sensitivity right. It can only go a few feet down at the most, but I'm going to find where the gold is sitting on the surface. Pop it out, pan it out if I have to. Sometimes you see it fall right out. One of the guys that's training me showed me it just falls right out of the side of the hill, the mountain. You could pull it out. But that's what I'm going to be doing Thursday this week, Thursday and Friday. So I will let you know how that goes as well. I'm going to be posting videos on my gold mining excursion. And I hope, of course, wish me luck. Hope I find some chunky gold. You never know what I'm going to find. And I hope you guys are all doing well. That's the end of the show. I'm going to update everyone this week. I love each and every one of you guys. I just am that kind of a person. I try to be a loving, caring individual and just trying to do what I got to do. So thank you guys very much for coming to my show. I'm still working on a lot of the other things that I talked about, which is, the website and doing a live podcast and those kind of things. But right now I'm pretty obsessed with the gold mining. I think I can actually find some gold. Imagine if I found quite a bit, I could fund a lot of this stuff so I can actually have some of the technology I need and not have to do it little pieces at a time. But you know what? It's all going to be good. Want to do a shout out real quick. I see my buddy Ron. Everyone say hi to Ron. He's been my friend since high school. I wanted to say hi to Angelica Cruz. I see Santi Zavala. I see some other people joining. So thank you guys very much for joining. I look forward to my next show. And look forward to posting those videos. So I hope you guys are having a good time. And, just remember, if you guys are having bad days, and we all have them, I have them, and I just don't want to do anything. I don't want to get out of the house, and it seems like everything's going wrong. Just remember the good days. And I told my daughter the same thing. I said, just help me remember this day for when things are bad. And when you can share your good days with other people, it helps them understand that they're going to have their good days too, because all of us are going to have our good days. So, Ron and I talk quite a bit too, and he has the same thing. He has his good days and his bad days. And I just hope I want the best for everyone. So I'm hoping my videos help people. I hope you guys are entertained. You learned something. I didn't take apart a remote control. I promise that as well. But, you probably see a video on how to take apart those little remote controls, take them out, clean them off, use alcohol. That may be another segment, but this is the end of the show. I hope you guys enjoyed it, and I will be back shortly. I'll be back with posting videos of the things that I'm doing this week. And then at the end of the week, my goal is by Friday to do another live show to kind of update everyone on my gold prospecting and my life. And of course, when you're married to a Latina, your life is never boring. There's always something, going on. So I'll update you. I don't have any Gabriella-isms for you today. I didn't think of any good ones, but I will have some Gabriella-isms because that's always an adventure listening to her. But one thing about being with Gabriella is she always asks me about things like words.
You don't remember because you have Alzheimer's.
Yeah, she asked me about words that I don't. Like she doesn't know because she English is her second language, so I get to explain them. And when I think about it, I think about how it would make the most sense. And a lot of times I explain them with way too many words, which you guys are seeing right now. So I try to keep it as simple as possible. But it's one good thing for me is a lot of these things, it's like they're new to me because I get to explain them to her. So I get to share that. So you guys have a good time. I'm hoping the microphone, it doesn't look like it's that great on YouTube, but I'll work on that. There was a problem making it work.
Like, share, subscribe.
Yes, and don't forget to like, share, subscribe so you can get all my new videos. There's Gabriella trying to get in the mix as usual. Pinky. So thanks, guys, for watching. I will be back with videos, and I will see you guys on Friday, all right? Keep it cool till then. I hope I gave you guys the so what, and don't be afraid to ask people when they try to rile you up, when they try to make you mad, they try to give you so what? What do you want me to do about it, right? Ask the question, so what, and come up with your own conclusions. Thanks a lot, guys. We'll see you guys soon.